It's driving, already up by a field goal late in the fourth quarter. For Ohio High School sports coverage by fans for fans, visit MacAttackSports.com. Search for your favorite school and find their football records, conference affiliation, computer points, and more. And while you're there, check out the Sports Time Ohio live scoreboard and the Power Poll rankings. MacAttackSports.com for the latest in Ohio high school sports. 1st and 10, Maple Heights.
This is the 16th play of this drive. They went 72 yards, as you see on the screen, and most impressive, they've had the ball for 7 minutes and 34 seconds.
Just chewing up the clock. Washington keeping it again inside the 10.
There's the reason why they're chewing up the clock. Shaq Washington, Coach Phillips has basically put the ball in his hands and said, take us down the field, young man. Look at him getting behind the lineman again. Nobody's touching him, but he keeps fighting and breaking tackles when they do. Terrific talent. And, the first 2 scoring drives, he did it with his arm. Right here, it's mostly Shaq's legs and will to break through tackles.
Yeah, he'll be playing next year for the Bearcats down at the University of Cincinnati. And they'll be glad to have him.
He won't be taking snaps, though. He's going to be a wide receiver out there. The scary thought for cornerbacks trying to cover him.
2nd and 5, running room up the middle, close to a first down as he's taken down right near the 5-yard line, but another positive pickup from Shaq Washington.
Yeah, Lake Catholic just has no answer right now to this power football game with really only one person in the backfield, Shaq. I was going to say running back, but he's the quarterback. But Shaq Washington carrying it between the tackles. They know it's coming, and they just can't stop Shaq right now.
And they're at a point in the game where a score here would end it because it makes it a 2-score football game, and there just won't be enough time left.
Right. This is really, the game's on the line right here.
It'll be a 3rd and about the length of a football coming up.
And for those Ohio football fans out there, the other bracket in Division II has quite a game going on as well, as Uniontown Lake and Trotwood Madison are tied at 27 in the fourth quarter. But that's what you expect in Ohio in the state semifinals. All these teams are good. They deserve to be here. And most of the time you end up seeing tough, close, hard-fought football games, just like Maple Heights and Lake Catholic are giving us here tonight.
It's 3rd and short. They'll go for it on 4th down if Washington doesn't make it here. Washington will try the middle, first down. So another set of downs, and they get closer to the end zone. Maple Heights methodically trying to put this one on ice.
Here you go, Shaq Washington, right off the right guard, as I mentioned here. Kind of zone blocking, but Shaq uses his height to his advantage as he gets so close to the ground, low center of gravity, and almost going underneath his lineman to get the first down, and then just diving forward, knowing where the first down is. What do you think they're going to do here, Rosie?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Washington's going to run it. 1st and goal.
If it ain't broke.
They are taking as much time as possible. They'll try the right side. Looking for a seam, stopped short of the goal line. But again, time very much the issue here. They don't have to score a touchdown. They can try and run out the clock without even scoring.
Certainly, and this is where Lake Catholic is going to start using their timeouts. Timeout!
One
Lake
left
Catholic,
now, and that's their second timeout in the half. Well, this has to be a frustrating feeling for Mike Bell. They lost 21-17 a season ago. Right here, they're trailing by just a field goal, but they can't get the ball back.
Right, this has just been almost an entire quarter length of a drive.
20th play of the drive coming up. Early on in the drive, there were a couple of pass plays, but since then, it's been the Shaq Washington show.
Right. And really, Lake Catholic has 2 opponents right now. One is Maple Heights, and the other one is the clock. As you mentioned, they have one more timeout left, which means they can stop it after second down, but the clock's going to run till fourth, assuming Maple doesn't kick. Assuming they don't throw the football or score a touchdown.
Let's send it downstairs. Katie with them.
Well, guys, as you know, Maple made it to the state title game last year, came up short against Winton Woods, and their motto all season long has been finish it. They even have the mayor putting up signs all around town that say Mustangs finish it this year. And, you know, that has really been the drive. They felt like they came up one game short, and so here they are almost making it to the state title game, guys.
Washington trying to finish the drive, and he does. Touchdown, Shaq Washington. That young man put this team on his shoulders at the start of this quarter, and he was unbelievable on a 20-play drive.
Yeah, almost as quick as Shaq got into the end zone. He got off the sidelines over to the crowd to celebrate. But you said it, Rosie. He put the team on his shoulders and muscled his way into the end zone and muscled his way to first downs the whole way. 100% Shaq Washington on that drive. But that's what you expect from a senior that's been leading you for the last couple of years.
Here comes the extra point attempt. A line drive. That's good. How about that? Kadeem Clark knocking it through.
9 minutes and 48 seconds on that drive. I mentioned it a minute ago. It was almost the entire quarter. And here's the one that punched it in. Shaq Washington. Lake Catholic, to their credit, got the penetration they wanted. They get hands on him. But as I mentioned, he plays a lot bigger than the size and his actual weight. Shaq Washington, you know, we talk about Lake Catholic coming back and wanting to get revenge this year. Well, Lake Catholic has the same mission. They came up short against Winton Woods. And as Katie just pointed out, they're trying to finish it and win a state championship. And this is another step on the way.
17 of the 20 plays on that drive runs by Shaq Washington.
Whew.
How about that? Well, your star players have to come through in order to make it to the biggest of games. And Shaq Washington certainly has.
Well, based on the stats you just gave us, Rosie, if anybody deserves to take a knee on the sidelines, it's Shaq Washington.
Yeah, they might want to give him the rest of the night off. Leading by 10.
You actually just made me tired just mentioning running 17 times on a drive like that.
You know, Lake Catholic trying to get something going. Sanders on the kick return, looking for operating room. Oh, wow, what a stiff arm there. And then he's taken down across the 45. But time running out, 1:11 left, and it's a two-possession football game.
That might have been Richie Sanders taking out some frustrations right there on that run, but that's about as manly of a stiff arm as you'll see at any level of football. Maple Heights in the second half, Rosie. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. And if you count the last drive of the first half, the last 4 drives Maple Heights has scored on, 4 touchdowns.
And when you think of Maple Heights, you talked about it before, you think of an explosive, quick strike team, but they were very methodical with it tonight. Brian Blondo, trouble with the snap, trying to make something out of it. Flag on the play, and he's dropped for a loss. What a mess.
Yeah, Chase Hounshaw had no other recourse than to grab the defensive end in the back there because of how the snap was handled, and it bounced over behind Chase Hounshaw, so it was a straight path for the defensive lineman, and it's actually a good play by Hounshaw to grab him. Although it's a penalty, you know, the other possibility was him running and collecting a fumble off the ground or getting Brian Blondo killed.
Yeah, sometimes you look at penalties and you say, well, that's a bad play. It was a penalty. But the alternative, not the best. So it's first and a mile for Lake Catholic. Blondo to throw, sets up the screen to Sanders, and he has running room. Sanders, far sideline, gets a lot of it back, and that'll set up a second and short comparatively after a 1st and 30 on the 25-yard gain. But again, we're down under a minute.
Perfectly set up screen. You see Hounshaw getting out there, Richie Sanders. Look at the big man blocking downfield.
Blondo to throw. Near side over the outstretched arms of Michaels, the intended receiver.
Again, with 34 seconds left, this is Maple Heights' game to lose, but Lake Catholic is not going down without a fight.
Well, what you look for here is you try and get in the end zone somehow, some way. Then you have the onside kick opportunity, and you hope that maybe, just maybe, you get a chance at one play.
Well, you have Crash, too. So all you need is a field goal and get into range with him.
Blondo looking deep, but there's nothing there, and he's taken down, and that's a huge play as it keeps the clock in play, and now it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's Aaron Pipkins, the big defensive tackle, and John Welcome, the linebacker, coming up to make a hit. Lake Catholic's going to use their last time out here. They have to.
So trailing by 10. Lake Catholic trying to exhaust all the possibilities, but it would